So this land investing deal review, I bought the second piece of property from a lady. If you didn't see my last video, go back and watch the last one because it kind of bleeds into this one. This lady made me buy both properties from her. The first one was a real junk property. I offered her $127, which is really low, but considering I still had to pay the closing cost to close on it, it cost me $800 to buy it. This property, I didn't know how much it was worth. It was on the side of a highway, and she told me that there was going to be some road construction and she just didn't want to deal with it, whatever. So I offered her $500 for this one because I thought, well, it's on the side of a highway. It's got to be more valuable. Well, it's a state road that's going to become a highway. So I offered her $500 for this one because property values along this road they went from anywhere from people buying properties of this size for like $3,000 all the way up to like $130,000. So best case scenario, it's worth $130,000. Worst case scenario, it's worth $2 or $3. Once I pay closing costs and stuff, I'm gonna get stuck with not making much money. So after closing costs, I paid $1,043 for this property. So about $200 more. For whatever reason, the closing costs on this one were less, but she got $500. That's the key point. So I bought this one for $500. And what's interesting is after I bought this property, I started doing research. So in my state, whenever a road's gonna go in and the state has to come in and kind of cut off a piece of your land, a sliver of your land, the state has to pay you fair market value for that little piece of land that they took in order to make the road. In the state of Florida, you can actually hire an attorney who can argue for you and make sure that you get the right amount for that piece of land, and the state also has to pay for your attorney. So that's the way I understood it. So it was very interesting. But my thinking was, wow, this property is going to be worth a lot. So I got drone pictures. I got it posted everywhere. I used a multiple MLS listing service. And no, actually I didn't. I posted this one in Facebook and all this kind of stuff because that was before I knew the multiple MLS. I couldn't sell it. And so what I eventually ended up doing was I hired a realtor. And I found a realtor, this lady that used to go to, my daddy was a pastor and he's retired, but she used to go to his church. So I hired her. She got pictures, she posted it on the MLS. And so everybody started seeing it. Got a buyer from Miami. So this buyer from Miami, because it was 2.28 acres and it was a straight shot, easy way for him to get up here. So I think he's gonna put a house on it, whatever. He bought it, he paid, now remember, this is after I got a realtor involved, paid $30,000. Now think about this. You take out the realtor fees, I don't remember exactly how much they are, but let's just say 10%. That puts it at $27,000. I bought the property for $1,000. I made $26,000 on a $1,000 investment. That is insane. And the most interesting part about this story is I'm looking at the property appraiser website now. He actually resold the property after just a couple years for $35,000. So to him, it's probably a good investment. He bought it for 30, sold it for 35. Now, a good investment is I bought it for $1,000, I sold it for $27,000. Actually, I sold it for 30, but my profit after realtor fees and closing costs, $27,000, probably $26,000. That's still a $25,000 profit off a $1,000 investment. But perhaps the most interesting part of this entire story is after I closed on that property and that realtor saw how much I made in profit, she actually bought the land program that I went through, and she now buys and sells more land than I do. So that's insane. So when you start doing this business, you come in contact with a whole bunch of people and you learn from each other, you help people, and it's a really cool business to be in. So anyway, that's the last video that I have for a while, probably on specific pieces of land and land investing. But if that's something you're interested in, make sure you check out the free webinar. I'll put a link in the description and learn how to do this for yourself. God bless, and I'll see you on the next episode.